Hey, Shalom Akim. Kahaloyim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yahweh that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all, Barakatah. Alright. So this is a lesson that I've been dying to get into, man. You know, I've been at the plantation all night, man. I was just waiting to come home and get this lesson going, man, because, you know, I have to say, I never thought that I would live to see this day. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that I would live to see a day like this where America is actually falling. You know what I'm saying? Where America is literally being seen, you know, as the bullies that they are, and they're being, you know, like they're actually being pushed back, you know, in such a way that they can't even fight, or that they can't even stop. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop this momentum. They can't stop this level of pushback, right? This level of resistance. I never thought I'd see that. You know what I'm saying? All I've known was America the great, you know, America's great, this and that, blah blah blah, you know, the strongest nation, the greatest nation in the world, Slovakia. All I've known was wars, you know what I'm saying, just wars and wars. You know, when I really actually was able to think, you know, for myself concerning the world around me, you know, when I was like, I don't know, about 12, 13 years old, you know what I'm saying, when I'm really starting to think about the world, you know, 9/11 happened. 9/11 happened while I'm in the middle of class. You see what I'm saying? And then come to find out the truth behind all that years later, you know what I'm saying, when we was waist deep in wars, you know, and this nation just went from one country to the next country, to the next country, to the next country. Just destroying and wreaking havoc. You know what I'm saying? For no apparent reason. All based off of one event that took place. And came to find out that it was never done by anyone else but the very people that instigated the war. You see what I'm saying? So let me see, I believe the book of Nahum. Because we're looking at the fall of an empire, man. We're looking at the fall of an empire. And every empire has its time and its season, you know what I'm saying, to flourish. Every empire. It's no different. It's no different with America. Alright, so let's go to Nahum chapter 3. Let's see, Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." This is a bloody city, man. This is a city that's been going around the entire world just destroying. Look at what they did in Afghanistan, Pakistan, you know what I'm saying, Iraq, you know what I'm saying, Syria, all these different places on the planet. Look at what they've done. Look at all the madness. They lied about it. It's all full of lies, right? It is all full of lies. They've lied. They lied their way into power, into dominance. They've lied their way into it. It's full of lies and robbery. What did they do? They went and they took opium from Afghanistan. They took They took gold from this place, right? From this place in Africa and that place over in Syria. No, they taking oil, right? What happened with Libya? Goodness, man. When I saw what happened with Gaddafi, you know what I'm saying, and that was during the Obama administration. Let you know that ain't nothing different. Ain't nothing different out there to be the left or the right. Nothing different. It never changes. It never changes. The agenda never changes. It's always dominance. You know, it's about that, and it's way past that time. You know what I'm saying? Where this place should be taken out. It should be taken down. You see what I'm saying? Let me get this. Verse 4, it says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, the mistress of witchcrafts, right? We see that witchcraft everywhere. Everywhere we look. In the media, in the radios, radio stations, on your phone apps, all over the place, man. Their influence is all over. That's that witchcraft, right? That selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahawah of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And the kingdoms thy shame. Just a couple months ago, you had Russia call out America for its atrocities to the children of Israel. You see what I'm saying? This thing is happening, man. This thing's happening. Right? This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewings shall be on thy glory, man. You're seeing the shame of America come to surface. That's why you keep hearing about this so-called critical race theory. You see what I'm saying? This isn't a theory. This isn't a theory. All the atrocities that America has done, all the history that America has been involved in. That's not a theory. It's not theoretical. It's all historical. It's all fact. It's factual. These things can be verified. You see? But because Edom's being exposed in this final hour, all of a sudden we can't talk about this. We can't do this. We can't say what that is. We can't say what's right in front of us. We can't say what's black and white. Yeah, it's black and white. It's not no gray area. It's black and fucking white, man. This is what you did. This is what Christopher Columbus, this is what they did. This is what they did. This is what Andrew Jackson did. This is what George Washington did. This is what all your founding fathers did. There's no hiding that. There's no running away from that. Shit, the scriptures call you a vagabond in the earth. Because y'all carry the spirit of Cain. Y'all carry the spirit of Cain, that vagabond, that murderer. You see what I'm saying? And it's time for y'all to be taken down, man. It's time for y'all to be taken down. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 33. Chapter 33, verse 1. Let's get that. Right? Isaiah 33 and 1, it says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. You see, we're not going around conquering the way we did after 9/11 or Pearl Harbor. You see what I'm saying? It was a slowdown period. But what was happening with all these other nations? They've been getting their nukes their nukes prepared. They've been getting their arsenals prepared. Right? While America's been sending troops all over the place, you got over 700 bases in every other nation. America is spread thin. But all these other nations have been preparing. All these other nations been doing their due diligence to protect themselves. Because they won't let what happened to Gaddafi happen to them. What happened to Saddam Hussein happened to them. You see what I'm saying? It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Everything goes around full circle. Everything goes around full circle. The thing is, the higher you climb, America, the higher you climb, the harder the fall is going to be. The harder the fall is going to be. You see what I'm saying? The harder the fall is going to be. Let's go to Jeremiah. I believe it's Jeremiah. Let me see. Let me get this real quick. It might still be in Isaiah. I believe it's Isaiah the 49th chapter. '47th chapter. Isaiah chapter 47. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1, and it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And there was once a time where this place was the beacon of hope. This place was the beacon of democracy. Everyone wanted to flock to this place. Everyone. Everybody wanted to be an American. Everyone wanted to come to the land of the so-called free. You see what I'm saying? And home of the so-called brave. Everyone wanted to be an American. Not anymore. You see what I'm saying? Not anymore. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." When Yahawah shows up, man, it's going to be on a whole nother level. On a whole nother level. But before that happens, World War III is about to kick off. So let's listen to this man right here. Full Spectrum Survivors. Let me see. That's his name. Full Spectrum Survival. Yeah, that's the name of his channel. You know what I'm saying? You can subscribe to his channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Some good stuff there, man. Some good reporting. Some good reporting coming from this man. I perceive he's an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? And which also goes into the prophecies. You see? They blown the lid on their own people. They blown the lid on themselves, man. You see? Because the average Edomite knows that this American dream, you know what I'm saying, is not what he was sold. It's not what he was sold. Now you guys are starting to see America the way we saw it, the way we have always seen it. An oppressive system. You see what I'm saying? We, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, we've had to see America for what it truly is from jump. You see what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm not going to ramble too much longer. Let's Let's listen to what he's got to say. Let me cue this up real quick.
We have told you for months now on this channel that the world dominance of the United States of America and its economic reign over the entire world was coming to an end. And now Russia's announcement furthers the potential for that to be a disastrous future for the country. Russia has declared that the world dominance of the United States of America, its economic empire, and its military control over the East are over, with a threat to stand firm and strike back if any of the Russian boundaries are crossed in future control negotiations. The Russian president issued the stark warning during a televised Q&A. This happened just yesterday, during which he also boasted that even if Russia had sank the HMS Defender, it would not have caused a world war because the United States can do very little about it. The warplane, as you know, dropped bombs in the path of the British destroyer last Wednesday. This had the potential, and we had watched this closely, this had the potential to blow up into a much larger issue. You had United States and Russian spy planes watching over the incident. You had Russian bombers dropping bombs in the path of the destroyer to get it to move. It had all the markings of World War III. And this comes as Britain dismissed Moscow's claims that warning shots were fired on the Royal Navy destroyer. Britain also said that bombs were not dropped in its path, yet footage came to light that showed just that happening. Why do you think Britain and the United States would say that bombs were not dropped? Because it shows that they did not have the ability to fight back against a provocative act.
Right. Right, so we're seeing the bullies starting to become bullied. You see what I'm saying? That was the scripture that I read earlier in Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. You see? When thou shalt cease to spoil, they shall spoil thee. Right? So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 6. Chapter 51, Slakia. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see what I'm saying? These nations are pissed off at America. And there's about to be some bloodshed real soon. Let's continue.
It showed that no matter what happened, short of an actual firing upon the ship, the USA, Britain, USA's allies, we're going to do nothing about it. Putin boldly claimed his navy could have attacked the ship in the Black Sea because the West knows, they say, full and well that they cannot and will not win this war. During the direct line call-in show, citizens asked questions, of course, sometimes popular, sometimes unpopular questions. Putin said that the period of control of the United States of America is over. Sanctions are over. They'll do nothing against Russia. This is a great time of change for the United States. We see the economic distress that is happening in the country, and all of the other allied nations are laughing in the background.
I'm going to cut it right there. So let's continue with this lesson. Let me get this together real quick. All right. So we got a lot of stuff going down right now, man. A lot of stuff. It's about to get real, man. It's about to get real out here, boy. You know what I'm saying? It's about to get real out here, man. Let's see. This is Isaiah chapter 21, verse 2. It says, a grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously. That's America. That's Babylon the Great, man. Today known as America. This is that treacherous dealer. This is that treacherous dealer that dealeth treacherously. And spoiler, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Medea. All the sign thereof have I made to cease. You see, this was going to take place, man. This is what's going to take place. This is what's going to take place, man. You're about to see the madness. You're about to see the madness. This is Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah 13 verse 3, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also commanded my mighty ones for mine anger. Those mighty ones are Russia and China. You see what I'm saying? And it's not just the end with that. It's not the end with that, man. We can go into Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. You know what I'm saying? Many other nations is going to come into the fray against America. Even America's own allies are going to turn against her. That's in Obadiah 1:7. You see what I'm saying? It says, I've commanded my sanctified ones. I've also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations. Gathered together, Yahawah of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. While these crackers out here is talking about LGB, whatever you want to be, type of lifestyle, while these jokers is talking over nonsense, all these other nations is gearing up because they see that America is weak. And America is weak. America's just full of confusion now. Full of confusion. You see what I'm saying? Biden's talking about gender changes for the veterans. Gender changes for veterans, for soldiers. Like that's really so important out here, man. That's really so important out here. You see what I'm saying? It's time for Babylon to be taken down, man. It's time for Babylon to be taken down. All these other nations are looking at America like, dude, why should we fear y'all anymore? Why should we fear you anymore? You see what I'm saying? This is what's going to happen, man. It says, verse 5, it says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Most High Yahawah and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. It's going to be on all fronts. On all fronts, man. You're going to get this work from the nukes. America, Babylon the Great is going to get this work from the nukes. Then they're going to get this work from Yahawah and the angels. You see, it's going to be pandemonium. It's going to be chaos, man. You're going to see Leviathan come back, boy. It's going to be all kinds of shit going on out here, man. All kinds of shit. This is a time unlike any other. Get that in your heads, man. It's going to be a time unlike any other. This is Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It's a time unlike any other. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to chapter 14, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. And it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And these are the other kings of the nations. Putin, Xi Jinping, right? So we got Putin, we got Xi Jinping, we got Kim Jong-un. You see what I'm saying? We got the Ayatollahs. We got all these jokers. Ayatollah coming. We got all these people that's coming to, and I'm hearing that that Gaddafi's son is looking to assume position over his father's position. You see what I'm saying? And it's going to be a lot of hell to pay, man. It's going to be a lot of hell to pay. Y'all got many people that's looking at you trying to kill you, man. They waiting for blood. They got they They lips chap. You know what I'm saying? Just look at their lips because they drooling. They ready to get blood. They ready to get blood flowing through these streets out here, man. They ready to get it going, man. Because you dealt treacherously. You were spoiled. You see what I'm saying? You built that which is not yours. Verse 10, it says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? You see what happens when this blackout happens. When this blackout takes place, you know what I'm saying? And there's no water. You know what I'm saying? There's no food. You already got food shortages. You got a famine that's right around the corner. What's gonna happen? This first world developed country that America loves to boast about so much, it's gonna be gone in an instant. It's gonna be gone. You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, it's going to be seen as a third world country overnight. And every other nation is going to see this kingdom, and they're going to say, "Are you guys no different than we are now?" You see? You see? But this is what happens, man. This is what happens when you go around the whole world and you start making enemies. They got a saying for that over in the military. Over in, I believe, the CIA. They call it blowback. Blowback. And that's what happens. This is the blowback. This is going to be the consequences for what you've done. All the seeds that you have sown throughout the entire world. It's about to come right back, right back against you. You see what I'm saying? And the only ones that's going to make it out of that alive are the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? In particular, the elect of Israel. Because 2/3 is going to be caught up in this fire. 2/3 is going to be caught up in this madness. You see? You see? It's time for this place. It's time for this place to be done with, man. To be done with. Everything's confusing. Everything is full of chaos. You see what I'm saying? Our children are confused. Our men are confused. Our women are confused. This is Babylon. Babylon means confusion. Babylon means city of confusion. This is Isaiah chapter 25, verse 5. Isaiah 25 and 5, it says, "Thou shalt bring down the noise of strangers, as the heat in a dry place, as the heat in a dry place, even the heat with the shadow of a cloud. The branch of the terrible ones shall be brought low. The branch of the terrible ones shall be brought low with that shadow of a cloud, man. You see? With that shadow of a cloud, that mushroom cloud, that nuclear bomb. It's going to be many, many nukes running around here, man. Destroying the people left and right. Left and right. There's no escaping what you've done, America. Esau, Edom. There's no escaping it. And it's about that time, man. It's about that time, because we, the Israelites, have been captive in this place for far too long, man. We're seeing it. We're seeing it all play out, and we're seeing that our salvation is close. World War III is on our doorsteps. You see what I'm saying? That marker, that chip. You see what I'm saying? That chip is being pushed. Oh yeah, it's about to become mandatory, man. We're about to see a bunch of stuff take place in the next couple months. You see what I'm saying? In the next couple months, a lot of stuff is about to take place, man. Either it be this year or next year, things are about to be moving quickly. quickly. They're already destroying the dollar. You see what I'm saying? Inflation is becoming apparent now. They're talking about it in the mainstream media now. That means that we're far along the path than they would even like to admit. We're even further down the path than they would like to admit. If they have to admit that there's inflation. You see what I'm saying? This is the media we're talking about. They don't speak about nothing that's real, that's really happening out here unless it's too apparent. You see? Why they talk about these UFOs, these so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel, right? I know there's some jokers out here that want to pretend like this, like these aren't the chariots. No, these are the chariots according to the scriptures. But because they're out here in so many numbers, they have no choice but to say, yeah, these things are real. Yeah, we've been tracking them for a long time. Yeah, we can't match anything that they're doing. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38. And I'm going to end this off. It says, verse 1, it says, "And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh, Power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." Gog and Magog is that land of Russia. Gog and Magog is the land of Russia, man. Verse 4 says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws." You know what I'm saying? I've been so excited to do this lesson, man, since listening to Elder Malcolm, to Elder Aisha Yar, you know what I'm saying? Listening to Elder Yashawamba, you know what I'm saying? Because this thing is really happening, man. It's really happening. You know, and these are exciting times. These are exciting times, and you need to get excited. You need to get excited. That means that we're almost home. We're almost home. Yahawashi told the disciples this when they asked him what would be the sign of the end of the world. And he told them. In Matthew chapter 24, he told them. You see what I'm saying? You're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Then you're going to see the famines. Then you're going to see the pestilence. Then you're going to see the earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrows. And then the truth of the kingdom is going to be preached. The gospel is going to be preached, and then the end shall come. You see what I'm saying? This whole vibration of Jesus Christ and God and all these other false idols have been pushed in the world for centuries. For centuries. And the end ain't come yet. But Yahawashi has been teached. The names of Yahawah, Yahawashi, has been preached in the earth. You see what I'm saying? In the past 30 to 40 years, it has been preached. And now the end is come. Now the end is here, man. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it all coming into fruition, man. This is verse 4. Ezekiel 38:4 says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even of a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." You see what I'm saying? Meaning warfare. It's warfare. It's wartime, man. It's go time. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. You see what I'm saying? Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's what Russia is being right now. He's being a guard to China. He's being a guard to Iran. He's being a guard to Syria. He's being a guard to Libya. He's being a guard to Ethiopia. He's being a guard to all these other nations. He's being a guard to what was it, Togomar? Togomar would be Turkey. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Russia is at the center point of all of this. And that's what we're seeing happening here, man. That's what we're seeing happening here. Alright? These are exciting times, man. It's time to stay focused. It's time to keep your eyes single. Stay on the prize, man. Stay on the prize, because we almost home. We almost home. All we got is a couple more prophecies to take place, and we're seeing them playing out. All right. I know that went pretty long. You know what I'm saying? But I pray this was edifying, man. I want to say, Kal Haloyim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Shalom to the Yakim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yakwah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect. The 12 tribes are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barak Atham. Shalom.